All right, here we go. Welcome into the San Francisco 49ers Report live here on Chat Sports. I'm Chase Sr., and no matter where you are or how you're tuned in, we appreciate you for making today's show a part of your day. A lot to get to as it's been a busy day for San Francisco and really a busy last couple of days for this football team and all teams across the NFL. On the docket for this afternoon, because we have people tuned in from literally all across the globe, so the time might be different, but it's afternoon for us. Nick Bosa update, 49ers making roster moves. Their practice squad is officially official as of just a few moments ago, and we're going to do a roster breakdown and, of course, take your questions and your super chats because this is the most interactive Niners show that you will find on those YouTube streets. So with that, a lot of people getting that notification. They're starting to pile into the show. I want to ask you where you're watching from. We're coming to you live in the Chat Sports studios. Where are you? And you can show the people that the 49ers faithful here at Chat Sports, it spans every pocket of America, but also all across the globe. Jose is in San Francisco. I'm just here saying LFG Chase, LFGU for watching the show. Oscar is in California, the 808 from Julian Rost. Always appreciate the Instagram DMs, my guy. Clovis, California, Idaho, Oklahoma, Hawaii, Texas, baby. Gregory, Texas, Charleston, South Carolina, Tucson, Arizona, Boise, Idaho. Desmond is in Philadelphia. I'm from Westchester, my guy. Jason, Washington is in Dallas like we are. That's where the Chat Sports National Studios are located. Tennessee, Las Vegas, Portland, Oregon. I'm not seeing any international folks out there yet. Is Rams Country LA from Jim Everett? Technically, yes, but beat LA and FLA. Iowa, John from Philadelphia. Yay area from David Blanco. Steve Mola from San Antonio, Mississippi. Scranton from Russell Thornton. Used to live in the 570. Worked for WNEP up there in Scranton. Pennsylvania, El San Francisco. Sweden, we go international for the first time. Slick Rick, San Francisco. Puerto Rico, kind of international, not really. Warren, PA. Sparta, New Jersey is in the house. You love to see it. So a lot of you are here because you're interested to hear about Nick Bosa. I put out a show on him a little bit earlier today. It's off to a tremendous start. And by the way, as you come in here, please make sure you support the show by hitting that thumbs up icon and like the video. The more likes that we get, more people who will hang out. So as I was getting to, did a Nick Bosa update a little bit earlier today. According to a report, Bosa will be with the team week 1, and a deal is expected between the two sides very soon. We're talking about maybe by the end of the week. Now, this report coming from Jason Dumas. He's a sports director in San Francisco at K-Ron. He's broken some Bay Area sports stories in the past, and he said that Nick Bosa will be with the team, available to play week 1 in Pittsburgh. The two sides plan to get a deal done within the next few days. That would be great, because if a deal is not done within the next few days, look, the regular season is in 2 Sundays. So if Bosa isn't back and reported to the Niners over the next couple of days, let's say by the end of the week, how is he going to be able to play on a full pitch count week 1? I just don't see it, because he has to be in actual football shape. And the only way you get in actual football shape to move those fast twitch muscles, to take some of those hits, is to at least do some football activities. So that's kind of the timeline that I'm looking at as of right now. Cody Broussard getting us started with the $5 donation. Lynch is an amazing general manager. How has he not secured Bosa's deal yet? I think that when you're talking about the highest paid contract to a defensive player of all time and maybe the highest paid deal to a non-quarterback, there are guaranteed dollars at play, signing bonus, years, guaranteed money, average annual value. A lot of people have been ripping John Lynch and Kyle Shanahan. They're two of the best general managers and head coaches in the NFL. Do they do some things that rub me the wrong way? Did they handle the Trey Lance situation in a poor manner that shows you that maybe sometimes they're not the best run business for sure, but they're really good at their jobs? And hopefully John Lynch and this front office able to get this deal done very, very quickly. So the live poll question right now is this, and we have a lot of votes in there already, 243. Will Bosa sign by the end of the week? 92% yes, 8% no. Continue to get your votes in there as well. And then this is also one of the poll questions that I asked people a little bit earlier. Will Bosa be on the field week 1? Just type on or off if you think Bosa is going to be on the field against the Steelers or off the field. Pittsburgh serves as a very formidable opponent. They're a really quality team, and I think San Francisco just simply needs him on the field for that game. So Eric Wallace saying on, Hancho said off, Kovev said on, Edwards said on, DeMario said on, Rob on, trade Bosa from Brian. Kyle Shanahan did just meet with the media and said, we're not going to be trading Bosa. Steve said on, Brian once again saying trade, Mr. Block Ice saying mofo on, Jose on, Julian on. So the consensus seems to be that a lot of people believe that Nick Bosa will be on the field week 1 against the Pittsburgh Steelers. And if San Francisco is able to get him signed, this is what I think it means for this team. The best pure pass rusher in the NFL, really important position to get after the quarterback. And if Kenny Pickett is thinking in the back of his mind about Bosa breathing down his neck, then that can alter and affect his performance to a certain degree. As far as this entire team goes, you look at this roster, it's loaded. But I think that Bosa is either the first or second best player on the team. Maybe Trent Williams is up there. Maybe Christian McCaffrey is there. But Nick Bosa is a special cat. Pittsburgh Steelers serve as a very difficult week 1 team. You know that Mike Tomlin's going to have his team ready. I think that Kenny Pickett could make a pretty big leap from his rookie season to his sophomore campaign. George Pickens really good. Pat Freiermuth, Najee Harris. They're certainly very good weapons. And that offensive line, which has been a problem for Pittsburgh over the last couple of years, they've been able to fortify that offensive line, bringing in a guy like Isaac Seumalo from the Philadelphia Eagles. I think for San Francisco, you have to get the good vibes flowing. There's this awkward feeling right now about the Trey Lance situation, how this team handled it. You are unsure at the kicker spot. And all offseason, you've been expecting Bosa to be with this team. He's not with this team yet. You badly need some good news and some good vibes for this team because you can't let a distraction like this tear you down and tear your team down from reaching the levels of success that this team should have this year, because they do have a Super Bowl contending roster. And whenever possible, whether you're running a football team, you're running a business, you're running a classroom, whatever work that you're involved with, whenever possible, you have to eliminate distractions. You never want distractions. And then Bosa's impact as a player, arguably the best pure defensive end in the NFL. 34 sacks the last 2 years, 18 and a half, 15 and a half. The last 2 years in 2022 and in 2021 constantly demands double teams, so that opens up some opportunities for other players along this Niners defensive line. I think he's an underrated run stopper. He was really good, according to Pro Football Focus, against the run last year. And with Bosa, you're just talking about a game wrecker, a game changer, who by himself can alter the outcome of a game, take over a game, and change the complexion of it. So once again, we go back to this question here. Will Bosa be on the field week 1? Just let me know, on or off. And again, our live poll question, will Bosa sign by the end of the week? We're down to 90% yes, 10% no. Continue to get your votes in there, and we'll, of course, continue to give you shout-outs here on the San Francisco 49ers Report. So that's really the latest on Nick Bosa. We'll talk about him throughout the show, and we obviously want to hear from all of you as well. And you look at the numbers that he's put up the last 2 years, we're talking about 1 of 1. 18 and a half sacks in 2022, en route to winning NFL Defensive Player of the Year, to go along with 48 quarterback hits and 19 tackles for loss, 2 forced fumbles, 51 tackles in general. Then the year before that, coming off that torn ACL, 15 and a half sacks, 32 quarterback hits, 21 tackles for loss. You're thinking in 2022, pretty hard to duplicate what he did in 2021. He did that, and even more so. And what's crazy is that in the last month of the season, regular season and playoffs combined, Bosa didn't even have a sack. So now he has more help along that defensive line with a guy like Javon Hargrave, Eric Armstead, Cleveland Ferrell, Drake Jackson. Anytime that you can free up Bosa to not have to face as many double teams, I think that does wonders for him. The big question, how much is Bosa going to end up getting paid? Now, Aaron Donald makes about $31.5 million per year. So this is my Bosa contract projection. I think that he gets more years, 5 as compared to Donald's 3. He gets more total money, $160 million. That's a byproduct of the contract being a little bit longer. I think that he gets more overall money as compared to Aaron Donald, and then the guaranteed money goes up as well because of the length and the dollars of that contract, $120. If you want the Niners to pay Bosa, I want you to hit that thumbs up icon and like the video. We have 300 people watching live already. The official show, ladies and gentlemen, hasn't even officially started. So hit that thumbs up icon, like the video. If you want the Niners to pay Nick Bosa, you never know. He might be watching this right now. So show Bosa that the faithful wants him back. If not, I want you to comment why. We're up to 87 likes. We should easily surpass 100 here in any moment. If you want San Francisco to pay Bosa once again, make sure you smash that thumbs up icon, or as Trace likes to say, tickle that thumbs up icon and like the video. Mir Vahaba saying, we love you, Chase. I love you. You love me, I love you. That's really what it comes down to. We're up to 326 people watching live. I told you, the more likes that we get, the more people that come in, crazier that the show gets, the more fun that it becomes. I also want to ask you this question. Trace, before you go to that next graphic, do you want to have a competition today? If you want to have a competition with our week 1 opponent, I want you to type me down in the comment section right now. Who is down to have a competition this afternoon? Type me. Kovev wants to have a competition. Competition brings the best out of everybody. So who wants to have a competition? Greg, William, Julian, Patriot Fighter, Steve, Eric Walls, you're a good dude. Mad respect. Thank you, brother. I love you. Mutt Flatulence, Lee, Antoine, I'm just there. Brother Man, Bay Area Season, 808, Moises Martinez, Bonton. They all want to have a competition. So we can have a competition. Let's do a super chat battle against Pittsburgh Steelers talk. This is the Niners' week 1 opponent. And Pittsburgh Steelers talk just went live a little while ago. They're up to $90 in super chats. Can we beat them in super chats today, super chats next Sunday, and then on the field in Pittsburgh come week 1? That is our super chat battle for this afternoon. Our super chat menu for today. Anytime somebody sends in 5, I give you a Niner mug cheers. $10, you get to sign the lunch pail. $20, Trace is taking some shots. $50, a helmet beer bong, thanks to our guy Toby Willis. And if anybody out there sends $100 or more, you officially become a member of the Gold Mine Hall of Fame. So that is our super chat menu for today. Let's kick the Steelers' ass. And if you're ready for the show to start, hit that thumbs up icon and like the video. You know the movement. We had a $5 super chat that came in. I'm going to send a message to the people out there to bring me my beer mug. Nah, it's all good.
Here's the thing, guys. If we lose to the Steelers Talk channel in this Super Chat battle, we are never going to hear the end of it from Jack Sperry. It just will never happen. So we got to beat him.
Got to beat him. Draco using hashtag 49ers. If you can choose 3 positions to pick up after waivers, what position? Well, the waiver deadline is already passed, Draco. So the waiver deadline is already passed. They can't really address any positions via the waiver wire, and their practice squad is officially set. We'll relay that information to you in our first segment, which is coming up right here, actually, because the Niners practice squad, 16 players, is set in stone. Lee coming in with a first time Super Chatter. Lee. Lee also said, I forgot to put a question. Lee, use hashtag 49ers and get those questions in, and hopefully we'll be able to see that. But thank you so much for that $5 donation. Steelers Talk is at 90. We're at 10, and we just started the show. As for what we're going to get into first, practice squad is set. Niners lose a couple of players to the NFL waiver wire. That's how we're going to begin today's San Francisco 49ers report. Thank you so much, Rolly. Appreciate you. With those $5 super chats that came in, the beer mug is here. I'll give you a chug out of the Niner mug. Y'all ready to start the show? If that's the case, continue to hit that thumbs up icon and like the video. William coming in with a $10 super chat. So William will now become a member of the Lunch Pail crew. William is sitting at the lunch table with Trace and I. 808
Let's go!
is a
First time super chatter!
Anthony Blakely, will Deshaun Jamison be back? No. The Panthers claimed him on waivers, so he now goes to the Panthers' 53-man roster. So I thought that the Niners losing out on Deshaun Jamison as well as Ilm Manning, those were misses for San Francisco. Here's the one from William. Niners getting their 6th ring this season. Bang, bang, Niner gang. William, I'll tell you this. We do watch parties for all these games, and I hope that you've been able to watch some of our watch parties. If the Niners win the Super Bowl, Trace and I will literally probably be live all throughout the entire night. Because why would we not want to be live? And honestly, if the Niners win the Super Bowl and there's a parade in San Francisco, Trace and I, the bosses might fly us out there.
We would have to go. We'd have to go.
We just would have to go. So let's hope so.
And you'd be out there for Super Bowl weekend again.
Yes, I would be.
So that would be pretty cool.
Yeah, and it's in Las Vegas. So, my gosh.
Ugh.
The possibilities are endless. 808, a $20 super chat. 808 is going on the lunch pail as well. Jack Colvin was the winner of our lunch pail in our preseason finale here. So we're actually going to send this out to Jack Colvin, a big supporter of the show. But while we have the front and the back all filled up, we can still put some gold stickers right on the sides there. All right, without further ado, we're going to start the official show here. A lot of you are anticipating us giving you the latest Niners news. So let's do that right here on the San Francisco 49ers report. Steelers talk is at 90 in super chats. We're at 40. We're off to a tremendous start. If you send in a super chat during this segment, we'll get to it in just a few moments. You're watching the San Francisco 49ers report. I'm Chase Sr. Coming your way on today's show, the 49ers have filled out all 16 spots of their practice squad, and San Francisco losing a couple players on the NFL waiver wire, especially 2 players who I really wanted to see make the 53-man roster in Ilm Manning and Deshaun Jamison. All that coming your way. First, though, make sure you subscribe to the channel. The channel's been popping off over the last couple of weeks. Really do appreciate the support. And if you're looking for daily Niners talk with original opinions and really good analysis, and you want to become a smarter Niners fan, this is the place for you. We're approaching 84,000 subscribers, and hopefully at some point during the season, we're able to get to 100K, because if that happens, YouTube is sending us a plaque, and we're going to celebrate that here on the show. So these players lost through the NFL waiver wire who were originally playing for San Francisco throughout training camp and in the preseason. Now they're going elsewhere. Ilm Manning, the UDFA offensive lineman out of Hawaii, who is playing a lot of left tackle for the second-string offense, he got claimed by the Arizona Cardinals. So he immediately becomes a member of Arizona's 53-man roster. Keith Ismael, offensive lineman, he too got claimed by Arizona, so he is a part of that 53-man roster. And then Deshaun Jamison, the UDFA defensive back out of Texas, who had been making plays really going all the way back to rookie minicamp and OTAs, flashed a little bit in the preseason, had really good coverage grades, was an impact player on special teams. He has been claimed by the Carolina Panthers. He too has cracked that 53-man roster. And really, when you look at this, I think these are unfortunate losses for the Niners. Ideally, they could have kept Ilm Manning and Deshaun Jamison. I even said it during our roster breakdown yesterday and in the lead up to it. Those were 2 rookies who I thought deserved roster spots because both showed plenty of flashes throughout the preseason and in the training camp sessions. And my issue with this is that Manning and Jamison specifically outplayed players who actually made the 49ers 53-man roster. I thought Ilm Manning was a better player as compared to Jalen Moore and Nick Bosa, and I thought that Deshaun Jamison, he outplayed in the slot Isaiah Oliver, who also made this team, but San Francisco gave Isaiah Oliver some guaranteed money. So long, Ilm. What a run for him it was in the preseason for the Niners, and we did a deep dive, analytical type of look at him on a show a couple of weeks ago. 92 snaps in the preseason, all came at left tackle, and he had a pretty clean slate. 0 sacks allowed, 1 hit allowed, 2 pressures allowed. For a UDFA playing at left tackle at a position, because at the NFL level he's probably going to slide to the interior, those are really impressive numbers. I thought he had a really solid showing. The Niners kept projecting him as a guard just because of his short arms, but this is an affordable player at a position of need for San Francisco who now goes to a division rival. As for Deshaun Jamison, we shift over to him. His preseason Pro Football Focus grades were also really solid. I understand that some of the productivity is coming against backups, but you're looking to see of whether or not these guys can play. And I saw Deshaun Jamison can play. Ilm Manning can play. And they can be a member of that 53-man roster, especially when they outplay players who you actually kept. So an overall PFF grade for Jamison of 77.2, a coverage grade of 74.8. I really liked his instincts at that cornerback spot. He made plays going all the way back to rookie minicamp and the OTA sessions, and he could impact this team as a returner too. But Isaiah Oliver making the team over him, it really, in my opinion, my eyes, only comes down to the guaranteed money that San Francisco gave Oliver, maybe the experience as well. So with that, we show you our poll question for today's show. I encourage you to get your responses in the comment section here. Will the Niners regret not keeping Ilm Manning and Deshaun Jamison? R for regret, A for all good. Let me know down in the comment section. San Francisco also staying busy today, occupying all 16 spots of their practice squad. And here it is. This information just coming out moments ago as we're recording this live. Fullback Jack Colletto back to the Niners. So too is Marlon Davidson. They go external move here with Shemar Jean-Charles of the Green Bay Packers. More thoughts on him coming up here in just a few moments. Corey Luciano, the Bay Area native, back to San Francisco as well. Defensive tackle T.Y. McGill signed to the practice squad. Linebacker Curtis Robinson. Offensive tackle Leroy Watson. And defensive back Qwantrezz Knight, who I thought really popped and displayed a lot of ability throughout the preseason. Good year-over-year growth for Knight. More players here. Defensive lineman Alex Barrett. We talked about him yesterday. Wide receiver Chris Conley once he comes back from that shoulder injury. Tight end Troy Fumagalli. I thought that against the Raiders he looked really good. Offensive lineman Alfredo Gutierrez will be a member of the International Pathway Program, so because of that, he does not count toward the 16 spots on the practice squad. Running back Brian Hill. Wide receiver Tay Martin. Willie Snead lives on. Trace Willing and Isaiah Winstead back to the Niners here. I really like his potential as a guy who might be able to do something down the road. He showed some ability for me as well throughout the preseason. When we talk about the regular season, week 1 is going to be here before we know it. Coming up into Sundays, we'll be doing a watch party for that game against Pittsburgh. San Francisco enters that contest as 2.5-point favorites. The over-under pretty low here at 41. That 2.5, pretty fishy. A lot of people are smashing the Steelers right now. And if you want to bet on that game, no better place to do it than with our sportsbook partner, BetUS, offering the best deal that any sportsbook has to offer, 125% deposit bonus. Chatsports.com/49bet. Promo code Niners125. What that means is you put $100 into your account, you get $125 back. Trace, how much is that? $225 to game with, right? Trace went to Arkansas, the Harvard of Arkansas. I failed elementary algebra at Temple University. We can even do that math. See for yourself. Link right here, promo code right here. So I have some thoughts on some of these players, and right before we went live, San Francisco made the practice squad fully available with all 16 of these players. So before that, I had thoughts on the players who were already back on the P squad. Jack Colletto specifically, I think that he could be Kyle Juszczyk's future replacement. Agile, athletic, looked great on his touchdown in the preseason, week 2 against Denver. He can also run block. There was a moment against, who was it? Week 2 against Denver when Ty Davis-Price was missing blocks left and right in pass protection. Colletto comes in there, sticks the gap, and is able to hold up really well in pass protection. I think San Francisco saw that, saw him run to the end zone on that touchdown pass from Sam Darnold, and they thought, he can be a guy for us moving forward, and Kyle Juszczyk is not getting any cheaper. Thoughts on Marlon Davidson here. Some ability here. Second-round pick by the Falcons in 2020. Wasn't good with Atlanta. He really flashed for me in the preseason, and I'm always intrigued by a Chris Kosarek developmental project, trying to get a guy right. Maybe Davidson can be the most recent example of that. Shemar Jean-Charles. That's one of the external moves of a player that the Niners are bringing in here to the practice squad. 5th-round pick in 2021 by Green Bay. Played his college football at Appalachian State. Good ball skills, at least in his senior season. 16 pass breakups. I can try to mold that and get on board with it. Thoughts on Corey Luciano? Bay Area product. Went to Washington. Feel-good story here. Backup center prospect for you. T.Y. McGill was with this team last year. He's a quality backup defensive tackle who can certainly fill in if injuries do occur. San Francisco, along the defensive line, has to be better at stopping the run. Curtis Robinson, backup linebacker, special teams ability, familiarity with the team. He's been with the Niners since 2021. Leroy Watson, keep waiting for him to break out. I thought in the preseason he had some fine moments. He played tight end at UTSA. Now he's one of those developmental tackle prospects. You know the athlete is in there if you play tight end Division I football. Qwantrezz Knight, he caught my eye flying around the field in the preseason finale and also against the Denver Broncos the second week of that preseason. There was a moment where he came all the way across the field on a running play, laid a big hit. I love those instincts. So those are some thoughts that I have on some of the players who have been added to the practice squad. Again, a lot of those notes that I put together were well before we went live, and then they made those moves right before we went live. I have some more thoughts on those players as well. You can ask me about them in one of our mailbag segments if you're kicking it with us live on the 49ers Report. If you made it till the end of the show, type Real One down below. San Francisco. We appreciate you. Don't forget to subscribe to the show for daily updates on the Niners. A lot of super chats that came in as we were doing that segment, and I told you we were going to answer those super chats. We're in the midst of a really good battle with Pittsburgh Steelers Talk. Gump Wolf with the $20 super chat, as Steelers Talk is at 173, by the way there, Trace. LFG from Gump Wolf. I am in the house. Hi, faithful. Chase and Trizzy. It's Chase and Trizzy. We're getting busy, and Gump Wolf is hanging out too. Appreciate you, my guy. Trace will do his shot. Bunton 6, he is a first-time super chatter. 2 claps for Bunton. Hey, Chase, where do you rank the Niners' offensive line? I'm a little bit worried. First of all, thank you for your first-time donation. Second of all, about middle of the pack. 14-15 among 32 teams in the NFL. Their positional spending along the offensive line in the middle of the pack. You have Trent Williams and Aaron Banks. Very good left side. Jake Brendel is serviceable at center. Pro Bowl alternate. Spencer Burford, Colton McKivitz. Show me something. McKivitz did in the preseason. Burford added some weight. I thought that was pretty necessary for him to just get a little bit stronger this year. Kevin Lear is a first-time super chatter. 49ers need to sign Nick Bosa. Yeah, we talked about Bosa earlier. We talked about Bosa earlier on the live show. They need to get that deal done. There is absolutely no doubt about that. And if they don't get it done soon, Nick Bosa might be on a pitch count for week 1. I've continued to talk about my fears there. You look at our Super Chat battle, Steelers Talk is live. The 49ers Report is live. Now, Steelers Talk went live well before us, but this is a week 1 opponent for the Niners here. So I thought, you know what? They're live. We're going live. Let's have a little bit of a Super Chat competition. Let's beat their asses today. Let's beat their asses next week. 2 blue bloods in the NFL. I'm ready for it.
Chase,
Let's get it.
I'm seeing, and right now, I have their stream pulled up. They just got a 50.
Wow.
If we can get a 50, I'll take 2 shots.
Yeah.
I'll double up.
And you
Let's
show
go.
the Super Chat menu. I will
they just got 100.
They just got a $100
They just got
Super
100.
Chat. Wow. They got a $100 Super Chat. They're up to 273. Again, they've been live a little bit longer than us, but there's no doubt. I think that we can catch up. Pittsburgh Steelers
we can beat this number.
We could beat this number.
We can beat that.
That's
Bush
chump
League.
change for
That's
the San
Bush
Francisco 49ers report. I just don't want to lose to the Steelers now and next week.
No.
And I'm telling you, next week, that channel is going to bring the heat. We're going to bring the heat as well. 2 blue bloods in the NFL. When the NFL started to gain popularity back in like the 70s, 80s, 90s, Steelers, Niners, they were great. They were winning Super Bowls. That's a big reason for that. So, our Super Chat menu for today. Anytime somebody sends in a 5, Niner mug cheers. $10, your name gets on the lunch pail. $20, Trace takes some shots. $50, I will beer bong a beer out of the Toby Willis helmet while rocking that. And if you send in $100 or more, you enter the Gold Mine Hall of Fame. What? I have it. Rolly already got it. Yeah. All good, brother. And we had a couple of people who were going on the lunch pail for the first time. Kevin Lear, we're going to put your initials on there. And then Bonton.
Chase, I'd like to make a deal with the faithful.
What do we got?
Mind. If we can get a $50 Super Chat, Chase is going to do a helmet beer bong, and I'll chug a beer out of the lunch pail. Deal?
Beer out of the lunch pail for Qwantrezz. Beer out of the lunch pail for Qwantrezz.
Deal?
Ricardo said, y'all take everything seriously. We clearly like to have a lot of fun, as evidenced by the Super Chat menu. Do we take our job seriously?
Yes.
We do take that seriously as well. And competition brings the best out of everybody. So yes, we do take that seriously too. If you want to be a part of the show today, please use hashtag 49ers, better yet, Super Chat, to literally ask us anything. This is really the first time I'm live since the initial 53-man roster came out. Do you have questions about the Niners 53-man roster? Get those questions in. Hashtag 49ers or Super Chat to ask us anything that you want. Or if you have a hot take, you have a comment that you want relayed on the show, use hashtag 49ers or Super Chat. You send in a Super Chat, I guarantee you we will include all of those questions, answers, and comments first. BV50, $5 Super Chat. Do you think that we will see my pick your poison play, lining up Debo and CMC in the backfield at the same time? I do. I do think that's a play that San Francisco will try it out there once again. I think that Kyle Shanahan experimented with that last year. I think he's going to experiment it once again this year. What I kind of want to see too, line them up split back. Purdy's where I am, right? You have McCaffrey to my right, Debo to the left. How about wheel routes? Oh! Go San Francisco! Everybody type GW in the chat. GW in the chat.
G-Dub.
Gump Wolf does it again.
He done did it again, Chase.
There's our 50 from Gump Wolf.
He done did it again.
Let's break down this Niners roster, and then we'll live up to that 50 dono from Gump Wolf after this upcoming segment. Let's do that because a lot of people want some Niners talk, and this is our first opportunity since the Niners' initial 53-man roster came out that we can actually break down this roster. Or should we just say F it and do it now? Now or later? Let us know in the chat. Now or later? Should we just drink right now? Should we just drink right now? Now or later? The viewers choose. Gump Wolf is certainly a real one. Kovev said now. Kovev said now. Now or later? F it now from Junior Torres. Nick, now. That's enough for me. That's enough for me. Gump Wolf with the 50. We're at 135, and let's see. Steelers talk is at 273. So we're making our headway here. We're making our headway here. Oh, it's all you, brother. Trace, he'll be drinking out of the lunch pail. It'll leak a little bit, FYI, but F it. Can't be scared. We're ready to go to work. Gump Wolf, you're the man, brother. It's a wacky Wednesday. Full roster breakdown coming up in a moment. This is the Toby Willis helmet here. Haven't seen Toby in a minute. Where's Tobe? Cheers to Gump Wolf. Cheers to the faithful. Can't be scared out on these YouTube streets. Business mode activated. That was sport mode right there. It does kind of look like Nick Bosa's helmet, too. Hey, another 50? We're running it back. We're running it back with another 50 if we get one that comes in again. McDuffer or Dolfer. I love the Niner helmet. It is pretty awesome. Toby, one of our loyal viewers, sent that to me last year. He also sent me the Cletus, which is like that Fox Sports robot dressed in Niners gear. Cletus. Sounds like Beavis. Yeah, if you can find the Cletus, it's on my desk. But it's a very
She'll love
cool
you forever if you
gift.
can find it.
So shout out to Toby. And if you find the Cletus, she will love you forever, as Trace just said. Mr. Laid Back. Wow, Chase, you look faded. You know, I'm not faded at all. Unfortunately, with my genetic gene pool, my mom had very sensitive eyes. I have very sensitive eyes, but my eyes are white. I'm not blazed up. Roy, he said it. He said clitoris. He said clitoris.
Oh, my God, Roy.
Probably the first time that that's ever been said in the chat here. Well, actually, probably not, but maybe. Roy, that's good stuff right there. All right, roster breakdown coming up next. And as I said, if we get another 50, we're running it back in the helmet, and Trace will drink another beer out of the lunch pail here. Let's take a look at this entire roster, Trace. Just give me some time cues here, and we'll be good. And if those super chats come in, we'll react to those here in a few moments. So the San Francisco 49ers initial 53-man roster is set. So on today's show, we're going to do a roster breakdown to take a look at how things are shaping up for San Francisco with the regular season going to be here before we know it. And I don't really like how I said that. So let's just run it back. Maybe 808's like, Chase, you're faded. No, I'm not faded. But I also have a huge loogie as I'm getting over being sick last week. That was
Dude,
jiggling
so
in my
sick.
throat. Pause. And I just had to get rid of that thing. Eric, maybe a 50, not 100. Shoot, 100? Can't be scared
If
about
it's
that.
100, I'll put some liquor in the lunch pail.
Yeah, who's talking about 100? Hey, if we
Average.
get a 100, we're at 135 right now. That gets us to 235. Pittsburgh Steelers talk is at 273. I'm down with that. All right, roster breakdown coming your way. Segment number 2, live on the San Francisco 49ers Report. 30 likes away from 200, by the way. So continue to hit that thumbs up icon, like the video, and let's do a roster breakdown right now. Roster breakdown coming your way on today's San Francisco 49ers Report. And after the Niners officially set in stone their 53-man initial roster, just want to take a look at this team to see how things are shaping up going into week 1 against the Pittsburgh Steelers. By the way, for those of you who are watching this right now, we're going to put this video out over the weekend. I'm going to be in Charlotte for the UNC South Carolina game, a matchup between two of the top quarterbacks in college football, between Spencer Rattler and Drake May. So I just want to put this video out there, and we're planning ahead, obviously, with our content strategy. So a look at the 2023 squad after the initial 53-man roster was released. First, though, if you're pumped up for the start of the season, Niners, Steelers, week 1, coming up on September 10th. then make sure you hit that thumbs up icon and like the video. We start off at the quarterback position for the Niners here. And after the trade of Trey Lance, Brock Purdy, he has the official reins to be this team's starting quarterback. Sam Darnold will officially be QB2, and Brandon Allen will be the third stringer. Clearly, San Francisco really likes what Darnold was able to do throughout training camp and in the preseason. I'm not sure for me he necessarily passed the eye test as a guy who I have a lot of confidence in if Purdy were to miss extended time. The size, arm, athleticism, it's always been there for Darnold. And while he's made some great plays, he's also made some awful plays from time to time, throwing the football away to the opposition at inopportune times. But can Kyle Shanahan get him right? Can Kyle Shanahan maximize him like he's maximized a couple of players throughout his coaching career? Matt Schaub, Kirk Cousins, Matt Ryan, Brock Purdy, C.J. Beathard, Nick Mullins. There is a potential possibility that could be the case. And then Brandon Allen, a much more serviceable QB3 as compared to Josh Johnson. To running back now. San Francisco might have the deepest running back room in the NFL. I think that Christian McCaffrey last year, that he was able to stay healthy, solidified himself as the best all-around back in the league. Once again, a guy who can run in between the tackles, get out to the perimeter, catch the ball out of the backfield, but also with that clean-ass footwork, he can line up in the slot and dice you up as a wide receiver. If Elijah Mitchell can stay healthy, he always finds a way to find positive yards. I love his decisiveness in this offense to see the hole and hit it. Jordan Mason gives you that physical element. Ty Davis-Price does as well. I like the power, speed, balance component that TDP brings to that running back room. He simply has to get better, though, in pass protection. And then Kyle Juszczyk still is the best fullback in the game. Now we shift gears to wide receiver. I really like the makeup of the wide receiving unit as well. Brandon Ayuk last year emerged to me as the Niners' #1 wide receiver. One of the most slept-on wideouts in the game. A guy who has unbelievable footwork, yards to pick up after the catch, that he seems to do so seamlessly, really good hands, and one of the cleanest route runners in the game. Deebo Samuel, on the other hand, isn't necessarily the all-around traditional wideout that Brandon Ayuk is, but still one of the most lethal weapons in the NFL, who's a threat to take it to the crib anytime he has his hands on the football. Juwan Jennings, very good security blanket who always comes up clutch on 3rd and 4th downs. Ray McLeod, a really good returner. Good for Ronnie Bell to make this team. He looked like Deebo Samuel light in the preseason, picking up yards after contact, running through tacklers, making plays downfield. I like his future, and we'll see what the future holds for Danny Gray as he's coming off an injury as well. To tight end, a little bit of a surprise to see Braden Willis crack the 53-man roster. In my final roster projection, I actually had Braden Willis cracking the club. I'm glad that he did. He could play a little H-back, fullback, contribute on special teams, and once again, experience wins out with Ross Dwelley and Charlie Warner making it. George Kittle, of course, still one of the best all-around tight ends in the NFL. 7 touchdowns the last 4 games last year. He really had it working with Brock Purdy. Offensive line, still a big question mark for me. I like the left side of it. Trent Williams, still the best left tackle in the game. Aaron Banks played at a Pro Bowl level last year. Jake Brendel was a Pro Bowl alternate. A lot of people don't realize that. Spencer Burford added some much-needed weight in the offseason. That's something that needed to happen because at times last year, he got pushed around a bit. And the big question going into 2023, what can Colton McKivitz give this team? Can Colton McKivitz be better in pass protection than Mike McGlinchey? Can he be just as good as Mike McGlinchey in the run game? Very excited to see what transpires there. Jalen Moore struggled throughout the preseason. Chris Forster, offensive line coach, even said as much. John Feliciano can play center or guard as a backup. Matt Pryor can really only play right tackle. That's where he's comfortable. And then Nick Sakel made this team. The Niners like his upside, but frankly, I didn't see a lot in the preseason either. We're going to take a look at the defensive side of the football here in just a moment. First, though, take a guess. How many games will the Niners win in 2023? Let me know down in the comment section. Also, if you want to support the show, rock some San Francisco gear and get geared up for the regular season, Get your shirts now. Chatsports.com/SF. You see me rock this shirt pretty often on the show. You can get it in red as well as black. You see the link down below, chatsports.com/SF. To the defensive side of the rock, I'm going to put Nick Bosa here, even though as of this recording on Wednesday, he hasn't signed that contract extension, but he's going to be a part of the plans for San Francisco in 2023. And for Bosa, hopefully that deal gets done as soon as possible so that he's not on a snap count week 1 against Pittsburgh. Javon Hargrave, the big ticket free agent signing, 11 sacks last year in Philadelphia. He's going to allow Nick Bosa to not have as many double teams. Eric Armstead, I think, could get unlocked playing next to Hargrave as well as Bosa. Big year 2 coming up for Drake Jackson. The play that he made in the preseason finale against the Chargers, in which he jumped up, tipped the ball in the air, and nearly came down with a diving interception, goes to show you the ability that Drake Jackson has. And if he takes that step heading into year 2, it only does wonders for this defense. Robert Beal Jr. making the initial 53. Kevin Givens, a good depth piece. You have Javon Kinlaw, Kalia Davis as other backup defensive tackles. And I think that Cleveland Furl, playing under Chris Kocurek, could put in that work and have a career year this year. Niners probably have the best linebacking unit in the NFL. And with their depth, one of the deepest linebacking units in the NFL. Fred Warner, best in the game. Dre Greenlaw, one of the best in the game. D. Winters and Jalen Graham are 2 rookies who the Niners drafted with a couple of their late picks who have blazing sideline-to-sideline speed. And that sideline-to-sideline speed, especially important in today's NFL when offenses try to get vertical, but they also try to stretch you out from sideline to sideline. And if you can counter that with some linebackers who can diagnose plays and just make plays like their hair's on fire from sideline to sideline, it helps you out. Demetrius Flanagan fouls, making this team also. Him and Oren Burks will be big members of that special teams unit for San Francisco. Marcelino McCrary-Ball, surprisingly, not included on the Niners practice squad. He did sign with the New York Jets, at least originally. Cornerback. Some people have concerns here. I like the DBs. I'm a little bit concerned about the depth. Now, Diamador Lenore is getting a lot of slot reps right now. I thought he finished the season strong out wide, but Steve Wilks keeps talking about him as playing slot nickel. Him and Isaiah Oliver are going to play there. Samuel Womack, I've always said this, has really good anticipatory skills and ability to break on the football. Good feet as well. He's a little bit shorter, but because of those instincts on the outside, he can play there. Ambry Thomas had a pretty good preseason in camp. I'd like to see him make more plays on the ball and finish plays, and you know what you're getting out of Charvarius Mooney Ward. Safety. Talanoa Hufanga was an All-Pro in year 2. We'll see if Jair Brown can start alongside Hufanga at some point, but right now it's Deshaun Gibson, who really revitalized his career last year. If you remember, he originally signed to the practice squad, elevated to the 53 when Jimmy Ward got hurt with that hamstring injury on top of the thumb injury that he had. And Gibson played so well that when Ward came back, he had to play slot nickel. And I do think that Steve Wilks might go with some nickel packages, which does allow Hufanga, Gibson, and Jair Brown to see the field at the same time because Hufanga and Brown do thrive playing in the box. Specialists. We'll see what happens going into week 1. Because right now, we're not sure who the Niners kicker is going to be as of midweek. They'd ideally like for Jake Moody to be that guy as a 3rd-round pick coming out of Michigan. But with that quad injury, the severity of it, that could keep him out of the lineup week 1. And if that's the case, San Francisco will probably sign a player, a kicker to the practice squad, elevate him to game day, and then go back and forth between the practice squad and the active roster, depending on how long Moody is out. Mitch Wishnowsky, punter, very good pinning balls inside the 20 last year, but in the preseason, I thought that he was awful. And then Tabor Pepper, a very solid long snapper. So as we look ahead to week 1, that is your initial Niners roster going into 2023. Who you got for this week 1 matchup? San Francisco, Pittsburgh. We want to hear from the faithful down in that comment section, so get those all too early predictions in right now. Trace, I think we had a $50 super chat come in. I did see some colors flash, which sometimes when I see that, it can get very distracting. But of course, I always appreciate when those colors start popping. Nick Dolfer, a $50 super chat. Was that a first time or two? Nick is a first time super chatter. 2 claps for Nick. We appreciate that, my brother. And myself and Trace. Oh, another beer chug for Nick coming in with the 50 hammer. And how about that? He comes in with the 50, and it's a first-time super chatter. We're not worthy. We're not worthy. But we always appreciate all of your support right here on the show. So, Nick, we'll do some chugging for you. And also, you're going to go on the lunch pail as well, as I put a little ND on a gold sticker. This news just in, and we kind of knew that this was going to happen. We talked about this yesterday. Austin Bryant, Kerry Hyder, they've signed 1-year deals with San Francisco. They placed Robert Beal Jr. and Danny Gray on the injured reserve list. Now, this is different than the pre-53 injured reserve list. If, like Cam Latu, he got placed on injured reserve prior to the 53. So that means he's out for the entire season. Robert Beal Jr. and Danny Gray are not going to have to miss the entire season. So that's the difference, and that's why you had them on that initial 53-man roster. So a couple of roster moves there. Robert Beal Jr., Danny Gray, injured reserve list, and then San Francisco, as we talked about and predicted on yesterday's show, they have been signed to 1-year deals, and they will be a member of the 53-man roster. We'll probably splice something for that first cut that's about to go out. Yeah.
All right, guys. So a quick update on our super chat battle. Steelers Talk is putting up some numbers.
Yeah.
So are the 49ers report. And we can get there. If we get a $100 super chat, we pass them. We get one $100 super chat, we're beating them. That's it. So who wants to win? Who wants to get like Jameis Winston and eat a W? You know?
Eat a dub. All right, so passing along some updates here. Matt Mayoko with this, that Cam Latu went on IR, but he will remain with the Niners. John Lynch said that. Latu will have a chance to win a spot with the team for the 2024 season. So his rookie season lost, going to be a redshirt year and kind of a failure, honestly, drafting him in the 3rd round. We passed along the Kerry Hyder, Austin Bryant news. John Lynch said that his phone is flooded with messages about potential practice squad kickers. So that's pretty funny. Some people are saying that Brock Purdy has tennis elbow. That's not the case. Kyle Shanahan is just limiting his workload. They ramped him up to 750 throws per week. Now it's down to 350 to get him right for week 1 against Pittsburgh so that he's feeling fresh. Kyle Shanahan and John Lynch made one thing crystal clear today. Nick Bosa will not be traded. I think the official term for the Niners as far as Brock Purdy goes is that they're deloading Brock Purdy as far as his elbow injury. That's all the news that I'm seeing right now. Yes, that's all the news that I'm seeing right now. Robert Beal hamstring. That's the injury, hamstring. That's why he's going on IR. And other than that, that's the latest Niners news. There you go. We're up to 322 people watching live. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. Our goal next up, as far as our subscribers go, 84,000 subscribers. Our videos have been popping off so much that we're actually under 100 people to get to that milestone here. If you want to get on the show, we're going to do a mailbag to round things out. I want some questions. I want some hot takes. I want some comments. Hashtag 49ers or Super Chat to literally ask us anything. We're going to open up the floor, and you can fire away with your questions. With that 50 that came in from Nick, we'll do that beer bong, and we'll do that lunch pail beer after this upcoming mailbag. We're at $185 in donations. More on that here in just a moment. But hashtag 49ers or Super Chat to ask us anything. Brian Bidding said, this guy. You talking about this guy? This guy? Host of the 49ers Report? This guy? What's up, guy? Hashtag 49ers or Super Chat to ask us anything. Get those questions in right now. Trace, how many questions do we have in? We have a couple in, all from Draco. So Draco's gotten in with a couple of questions so far. Kovev said, bang, bang, Niner gang. If you want a question to get on the show, just use hashtag 49ers. Logan coming in with one. That's good stuff right there. DJ Richie G, I see you in the chat. Ken S, didn't hear that Robbie Gould had retired. Is that true? He still said that he liked to kick. He just hasn't been picked up by a team. White Animal, the Squealers are trash. Hashtag 49ers. Draco, I'm glad you have those questions, man.
Draco, I'll ask you a few again because our system just lost a few of them.
Kiki, Bosa's getting on my nerves. Hashtag 49ers. Good stuff. Lure asking for an update on a kicker. We should be good, but get those questions in. Hashtag 49ers. Brian said Small Hands Pickett will smoke the Niners. I'm concerned about that game week 1. I'm telling you right now. Concerned about that game week 1. What role do you see Willie Snead carving out for himself? Jonathan Lamont Page, good stuff. And Justin Abalera, hashtag 49ers as well. See? Y'all are the best. Never disappoint. Mailbag coming up to round things out. Let's get to it right now. Coming up on today's San Francisco 49ers Report, the initial 53-man roster is set. Niners have made a lot of roster moves all throughout this week, and the regular season is coming up on September 10th. You have questions, I have answers. That's what we're unpacking on today's show. First, though, make sure you subscribe to the channel. Our goal, 84,000 subscribers, and we are closing in on that number. So if you're looking for daily and year-round Niners talk, this is your go-to spot. Hit that subscribe button today. Cody Broussard getting us started with a $5 super chat. John Lynch is an amazing general manager. How has he not secured Bosa's deal yet? Keep in mind that we're recording this on Wednesday during our live show. No Bosa deal as of right now. And there's so much at play when you're talking about giving him maybe the largest contract for a non-quarterback or the largest contract for a defensive player in the history of the NFL. We're talking $32 to $35 million per year. We're talking millions and millions of dollars. But within the construct of that deal and the fine language of it, there's a signing bonus at play, guaranteed money, years, total money, average annual value, incentives in that deal as well. That's why these things take a long time. But San Francisco did not imagine this playing out this long. They can tell me whatever they want. But for it to be late August, early September, and no Bosa deal with the regular season coming up here on September 10th, this is dragged on longer than the Niners would have liked. Bonton 6, $10 super chat. Hey, Chase, where do you rank the Niners offensive line? I'm a little bit worried. As far as the entire unit combined, middle of the pack in the NFL. 32 teams in the NFL. They're in the middle of the pack as far as overall talent, I believe, and as far as their positional spending. That is a fact. Now, Trent Williams is still the best left tackle in the game. Aaron Banks was really, really good. If Spencer Burford has a year 1 to year 2 leap, like Aaron Banks had a year 1 to year 2 leap, that does wonders for this team. And I'm not going to rule out Colton McKivitz being a little bit better than Mike McGlinchey. He's definitely a lot cheaper than the, $17, $18 million that McGlinchey got per year. Can he be better in pass pro and about as good as McGlinchey in the run game? If that's the case, That helps out this San Francisco offense a lot. BV50 with another donation. Thank you so much for supporting the show, everybody. Do you think that we will see my pick your poison play, lining up Debo and Christian McCaffrey in the backfield at the same time? They did that a little bit last year where Debo and CMC were on the field together in the same formation in the backfield, and I think that Kyle Shanahan has to get creative once again, right? You have Brock Purdy in the shotgun, Debo to the left, Christian McCaffrey to the right. You can fake a little crisscross run. You could throw the wheel routes. They can fake some pass pro and go out for screens. You can run little sweep play, RPO, outside zone. So many options with that, and hopefully Kyle Shanahan continues to be aggressive. What's funny about Shanahan, I watch JT O'Sullivan's YouTube channel a lot. It's the QB school. The concepts in the passing game are some concepts that like Joe Montana used to use back in the day with Bill Walsh. Like 7-step drops from under center. Very popular for Montana to do that. That's how he linked up with Jerry Rice. That's archaic in today's NFL, as well as the pass concepts for this Niners offense in today's NFL. So Shanahan is creative with how he schemed things up, how he gets guys open, how wide receivers are able to run free in the run game schematically. But when it comes to the pass game, I'd like to see him get a little bit more creative and innovative with some new age thinking. Kiki M, Nick Bosa is getting on my nerves. Well, get in the shoes of Nick Bosa. How would you feel if you were Nick Bosa? You have an opportunity to become the highest paid defender in the history of the NFL. Last 2 years, you've combined for 18.5 sacks and 15.5 sacks. You deserve a payday. It's one of your only opportunities to get compensated when you're at the peak of your powers, because at the end of this upcoming contract, he might not be the same player. And why would he report? Why would he practice if there's risk of him getting hurt and then he doesn't get that bag? Anybody would probably make the same choice if they were working a physical job with some type of labor that Nick Bosa is making right now. I totally see where he's coming from. Now, if you want the Niners to pay Bosa, I want you to hit that thumbs up icon and like the video. If not, I don't understand it, but freedom of speech is a thing in my opinion. Comment why and share those thoughts even if you disagree with me. Niner Nick, will the 49ers sign Robbie Gould? Is that E40, by the way, on the profile picture? That's very, very clean, Niner Nick. So San Francisco clearly is in a precarious spot going into week one without a healthy kicker. They drew it up in the offseason because we saw all these kicker trades happen when kickers were getting dealt left and right. And for San Francisco, they looked at it as, we'll draft one in the 3rd round. We have another really good one in Zane Gonzalez. Whoever doesn't make the team, we trade them. And then both of them get hurt prior to the last preseason game. Kyle Shanahan hasn't necessarily closed the door on Robbie Gould, but I don't think that Robbie Gould is going to be the choice, because I think if San Francisco brings in a kicker, it's a short-term play. And because of the emotional attachment and the history with this team that Robbie Gould has, you can't just bring him in for a week and then dump him off, especially if he hits a couple of big kicks. You have to have him for the long haul, because I don't think they want to do him dirty like that. BetUS is our sponsor for today's show. If you want to get in the game and bet on the games, no better sports book to do it than with BetUS. 125% deposit bonus at chatsports.com/49bet. Promo code Niners125. Jonathan Lamont Page, one of our loyal subscribers here on the show. Thanks for being a real one. What role do you see Willie Snead carving out for himself? If an injury happens at wide receiver, Willie Snead might get elevated to the 53-man roster. Right now, he's on the practice squad. And he's on the practice squad because he's a long-term veteran who is serviceable, and if you need him to play in an actual game, he's smart enough to find a spot in a zone or have a tendency to beat a guy in man and catch the football. He's lost a little bit of that juice, a little bit of that speed, but the Niners clearly like him as a fringe roster type because they continue to have him around. Draco, my dog. Any black horse moves you think that the Niners might possibly make? Man, kicker has to be one. They're so deep at linebacker. They're set at safety. Maybe for a cornerback, If anything, though, I think it comes down to this, defensive end. I think defensive end, depending on what happens with Nick Bosa, they might think about bringing in another solid edge rusher and defensive end just to kind of bring in another pass rushing option because I think they're a little bit weak there. Offensive line could be an option, but so many teams are desperate for offensive linemen that there aren't many good ones out there. Other than that, San Francisco is really, really set. Justin Aguilera, I was a Trey Lance fan, but now I regret it. Mac Jones or Justin Fields. Which one would have flourished in our system? Look, I can't take the Justin Fields talk. Like, everybody is saying that Justin Fields would have been a sure thing over Trey Lance. Both of them are massive question marks. Justin Fields completed 60% of his passes last year. That was 31st in the NFL. What was one big thing that we kept knocking Trey Lance about? Lack of accuracy, lack of touch. Justin Fields literally has those same issues. And I don't want to hear that Justin Fields and his accuracy issues are because he doesn't have legit weapons. That is true, but at the same time, Justin Fields is missing layup after layup. And what I saw in the final preseason game from Fields was extremely, extremely concerning. Missing throws, missing reads, and that offense was so vanilla where they were limiting his reads to one side of the field because they didn't trust that he could go through his progressions. I need to see it from Fields first. Very good runner, strong arm, good athlete. Great guy, seemingly. But it's not like he would have been a sure thing. Mac Jones, he would have been another Jimmy Garoppolo, a guy who can run the scheme, run the system, but he wasn't going to do anything special. Mac Jones had a ceiling above him, and that's why I advocated for the Niners to take Trey Lance over him, because I thought Lance had a lot more potential, and I still believe that's the case. Justin with another one. Why waste a spot on a third-string quarterback in Brandon Allen? Because of what happened in the NFC Championship game. That's really what it comes down to. San Francisco wants to have three quarterbacks because quarterback attrition has been a thing for this organization, and we know that. Give me a follow, Twitter, a.k.a. X, at Chase_Senior, on Instagram, at Chase_Senior. If I didn't answer your question on today's show, then hit me up with it on social media, Twitter, Instagram, at Chase_Senior. Appreciate all of you for watching, as always, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button here on the 49ers Report. All right, so that does it for our segments. We're down to hang out, though, for a little while and do a little Niners Report happy hour if the Super Chats come in. Now, I don't think that we're going to catch Pittsburgh Steelers talk. They have elevated all the way up to $520 in donations.
Unbelievable.
They just had two $100 Super Chats come in, a $50, a $20.
To be fair, this is Chug's last stream with the Steelers. So they're trying to show some. If this was my last stream, we'd be at like $6,000.
No doubt, no doubt. Now, we are up to $186 in Super Chats. We can make this battle a little bit more respectable. And you think that we forgot about Nick's $50 Super Chat? We did not forget. Another beer bong and lunch pail beer is coming up for our guy Nick, who sent in that $50 Super Chat a little bit earlier. So we will do that right now. It's all you, brother. I thought this thing was stuck for a second. I'll take some of that Happy Dad, too. Happy Dads are the move. Antioxidants and gluten-free. And electrolytes to keep you hydrated. All right. Cheers, y'all. We appreciate you. That right there is for Nick. Nick with the 50.
Shout out, Big Dick Nick.
Yeah, that dude's been trolling all day. Brian bidding. He's a troll. BV50 Chase, where's your Harley? My Harley? My motorcycle? Roy Romero, salute. All right, so we're $15 away from $200 in Super Chats. We're down to hang out for a Niners Report happy hour. But if you want the show to continue, you have to send in a Super Chat within 2 minutes.
Come on.
The 2-minute Super Chat shot clock is on and popping.
Keep us moving.
If you want the show to continue, send in a Super Chat, and we'll refresh that shot clock here. You want to hang out? Let's hang out. A lot to talk about today.
That's on loop.
Continue to talk about it. 2-minute Super Chat shot clock.
Come on.
Anytime you send in a donation to support the show, we reset the Super Chat shot clock.
This always works on Raiders.
Who's going to do it? We're a minute in.
Come on.
We're a minute in.
Come on.
Who's going to extend the show? Who's going to extend it?
Come on.
Yeah, Brian's a fraud.
Live. Keep us live.
Brian's a fraud. 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 We'll see, Brian. What harmony. I know, right? Hey, 1:33 on the clock.
Come on. Keep us
Who's
live.
going to extend the show? Or are we going to sign off? Paris! He was gone for a while, but now he's back.
Tom Daly's here, too.
That gets us to 195. We're 5 away from 200. Perish, 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 perish. Just because I was gone for a while, perish. You're going on the lunch pail. And we reset the Super Chat shot clock.
Where's
Back to 2 minutes.
I saw Tom Daly in the chat earlier. Where you at, Tom? Where
Tom
you at?
is in the building.
Where you at, Daly?
I think, what was it, the second preseason game when the Niners Report went crazy? Tom Daly was all over the place.
Oh, yeah.
Supporting the show, in the comment section.
Such a legend.
Liking the video.
Such a legend.
Tom is an OG. Tom is an OG.
He is a real one by the definition of it.
There was one show where he had me doing push-ups left and right when we were doing 20 for the push-ups.
Yep.
Everybody type PS in the chat for Parrish.
PS, 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 PS.
Who's going to extend the show now? Who's going to extend the show now? We're 1 minute in. Can we get to 200?
Come
We're
on.
5 away from 200.
We have to hit 200.
5 away from 200. Can we get there? Minute 15 in.
Come on. Come on.
Wahausen, Corey, BV50. I'll type in that PS. Maximo is back.
Maximo.
6'1", size 13. The average Niner fan asking the question that everybody has. Who will donate the 5? Can
Tom
we get
Daly will!
Daly, there he is!
Our legend!
TD, 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 TD.
Let's see those TDs, Tom!
Show me
Let's
the
see those
TDs! Show me the TDs!
Let's go, Tom!
Everybody type TD in the chat. Brent Beeman, Maximo, Kovev, Ken, Parrish. Type in those TDs.
We love seeing those TDs, Tom.
TD stands for touchdown and Tom Daly. Is TJ Watt going to have a good day against Colton? Hopefully not. He could wreck the game and ruin the game for San Francisco if that's the case. All right. We reset the clock once again. Here's our Super Chat menu. Another 50. We're running it back with the beer bong and the lunch pail beer. If somebody sends in 100, you enter the Goldmine Hall of Fame. And let me throw this out there. If Nick sends in another 50, he becomes a member of the Goldmine Hall of Fame.
Come on, Nick.
Usually, it goes to a single solo $100 Super Chat. But for Nick, his first time Super Chat was 50. He sends in another 50. He's a member of the Goldmine Hall of Fame. We have a whole graphic set up. Lyle with the 20.
Let's go, Lyle.
Let's go, Lyle. Let's go, Lyle. 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 Everybody type LB. Everybody knows that Lyle, a.k.a. LB, is a real one here on the show. Type LB in the chat. Greg Smith, XX Eris, Parrish, San Fran, Kovev, all typing that LB. And let's get to Lyle's here. Okay, Chase, tell me who gets the number 1 seed and the number 2 seed in the NFC. I think it's going to be the same situation as last year, honestly. And I know that oftentimes we don't have repeat standings, but I think that Philadelphia and San Francisco are the top 2 teams in the NFC, and it's not really close. And there's a huge gap between those 2 teams and the third best team, which can be a grouping of Dallas, Seattle, Detroit, New York Giants, Minnesota. So I'm going top 2 seeds, Philadelphia and San Francisco, Lyle. Those are my top 2 seeds. We reset the clock.
Come on.
Lyle, by the way, I believe a member of the Goldmine Hall of Fame. I believe Lyle is a member of the Goldmine Hall of Fame.
I think so. Keep us live.
Who's going to keep us live? We're at 220. Steelers Talk just signed off. They got 522. 522. I mean, we could technically beat them, but it's a little bit lofty. But right now, we're crushing it so far. We're crushing it so far. We went live when we weren't supposed to. 3 segments in the canister. People bringing the heat. Great questions, great comments. Ken asks, didn't Philly lose a lot of talent this offseason? They lost their right guard, starting running back, 2 starting linebackers, and 2 starting safeties. That's it. So that's it. San Francisco, Philly, still 2 very loaded rosters. Jeremy Chugs.
Did I hear y'all trying to beat Steelers?
It's tough to do because Steelers was popping off, but here's Jeremy. Oh, he has his yellow towel. His terrible towel.
Here we go, Steelers. Here we go.
I'm not clapping.
Here we go, Steelers. Here we go.
He was just producing the Steelers stream.
Buddy Bear!
Buddy Bear! Buddy Bear! Buddy Bear! Buddy Bear! Buddy Bear! See, Chugs knows Buddy Bear.
Oh, Buddy Bear!
Buddy Bear!
Buddy Bear!
A 20. Am I still the only Raiders member of the Goldmine Hall of Fame? I had a rough week. Dug a lot of graves this week. Ready for some beer. Well, shoot.
Yes.
Sorry to hear that. Cheers to you. And I hope that everything's okay, Buddy Bear. You are the only member of the Goldmine Hall of Fame as a Raider fan, brother.
That is true.
That is
legendary.
Hey, if you want to help them beat Steelers, it's a lot of beers.
Yeah, it's a lot of beer.
It's a lot of beers. We'll take them all down.
How far are we away now, Trace?
245 to
We're at
520.
522.
So we might be here all night if we try to beat that number.
Well,
But
I don't know.
shit, we're crushing.
I don't know.
They're starting to come in.
We had Gump-Wolf come in with another one. Goldmine member here. Facts.
Let's go.
Gump-Wolf is a member of the Goldmine
Jules.
Hall of Fame. Love you, Chuggy. Ray Rogers with
Ray.
the $2 super chat. Ray looking like he's ready to take some souls. Is that a Niners tattoo on the left
Dude,
pec?
that's got to be a Niners tat.
Niners tat on the left pec? It's all good if Nick breaks the single-season sack record. It's all good in the hood. If he does that, my gosh, that's fantastic.
That would be brazy.
Reset the Super Chat shot clock. We're at 247.
We can get there.
Who's going to get us past 250? Can we get to 300? If we get to 300 in Super Chats, it gives Niners Report the best month of the... It gives Niners the best August in the history of the channel if we get to $300 in Super Chats.
That's not much.
And is tomorrow September 1st?
Either
No, August 31st, right?
I think there's 31 in August.
There is 31 in August. I'm going to put the Niners helmet tat on my shoulder. All right, bet.
Love
Brent.
that. That's tight.
247. Who gets us to 250?
Come on.
Who gets us to 250? The Super Chat shot clock is back at 50 seconds here.
Keep us live.
I'm not sure I can stay live that much longer because I have to pee really bad.
Hey, we can send him, and I can stay.
Who's going to keep us live? Or are we just going to sign off?
Tom!
Tom Daly with the 5 gets us past 250. Mr. Block Ice with the 5 as well. There we go. Okay, fine. I'll do it from Tom Daly. TD, 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 TD. Mr. Block Ice. Mr. Block Ice. Mr. Block Ice. Mr. Block Ice. Which will have a great game week 1, which will be our X factor in week 1. Offense, defense, how many sacks Armstead will have. Elijah, is he okay now? Ray Rodgers with another 5. All right, let's answer all these for Mr. Block Ice here. Who will have a great game week 1? How about Fred Warner and Christian McCaffrey? 2 players on both sides of the ball who are both elite, and both are going to be fresh. X factor in week 1. Drake Jackson and Cleveland Ferrell. Both X factors. I think they can both come up big. So that's 2 on defense. You asked for 1 on offense as well. How about Spencer Burford gets out with a block in space and frees up a big run for McCaffrey? And that moment is a changing point of the game. And then how many sacks will Armstead have? Let's go 7, 8, because I think Hargrave and Bosa help him out. And Elijah did return to practice this week. Ray Rodgers, some more help. Definitely a San Francisco tat. Showed it to Jerry Rice right after I got it done. Love you guys. San Francisco. Here's Ray Rodgers here. We blow up his picture. Good job by Trizzy. Looking fit, homie. Looking fit.
The tat's clean.
Fresh on the pec.
That's
with the
tight.
SF Niners logo. That's good stuff right
Tight,
there.
tight.
That's tight, tight. Tight, tight.
Tight, tight.
Oh, how many sacks did Armstead have last year from Mr. Block Guys? Let me tell you. Missed a lot of time. He only played in 9 games, 0 sacks. Now, when he played in 2019, he played a little bit of defensive end. And he had a career-high 10. After that, 3.5, 2021, 6. But he made his impact felt on the interior and as a defensive end. I'd like to see him kind of in that hybrid role right there. Like to see him in that hybrid role. All right, now what we're going to do, we're going to go 1 minute Super Chat shot clock. 1 minute Super Chat shot clock. Can we get to 300 today? Can we get to 300 today?
I know we got it. We so got
The
this.
faithful always does it.
We so got this.
The faithful always does it. 1 minute on the clock, though.
Come on.
1 minute on the clock. We're going to challenge the faithful here. Rick Diaz said yes. Ron Cremo is in the building. He's saying what's up. The average Niner fan asking the question that everybody has. Lyle! That resets the clock.
Let's go, Lyle.
Lyle Bulliard. Chase, why are you worried about the Steelers? They're our first string badass? Our first string is badass. So, Lyle, why I'm worried about Pittsburgh? Couple of reasons. San Francisco always starts slow. Pittsburgh always starts fast. They start really well at home, week 1. Mike Tomlin will have his team ready to play. Kyle Shanahan might not have his team ready to play. Sometimes San Francisco sleepwalks through an opponent, and you can't do that against Pittsburgh because they will punch you in the teeth. I think that the Steelers are a good team that are going to make a big jump from last year to this year. Kenny Pickett, George Pickens, Pat Freiermuth, Najee Harris, TJ Watt. That's a really good team. And the line, the betting line, is fishy to me. San Francisco minus 2.5. There's no doubt that the Niners are a better team than Pittsburgh. But the line is fishy, and it tells me that a lot of people are putting money on Pittsburgh. And a lot of sharp money, better money, is coming in on Pittsburgh. So those are reasons why I'm concerned.
Not to mention, you also have weird shit happen week 1.
Weird stuff happens week 1 where a lot of upsets happen.
Yeah, it's weird.
Yeah.
And you know Mike Tomlin's going to have his team ready
Exactly.
to go. You know.
All right, back to 1 minute.
Come on.
Back to 1 minute on this
We're
clock.
going to chip away at this number. We're going to chip away at it.
272 is the number. 1 minute back on the clock. If no super chats come in, we'll sign off. All good. It's been an awesome day. Chopping it up with the faithful here. We certainly appreciate all the support from everybody here. It's been a blast, as it always is. 30 seconds gone nearly. The average Niner fan, what should we have picked this draft instead of what we got? Offensive line in the 3rd round, as compared to taking a kicker and a tight end who basically didn't make the team. You had to give him a red shirt. Tom Daly. TD likes his TDs big and bouncy.
Nice.
Nice.
Very nice.
Resetting the clock once again. Back to a minute.
We're chipping away.
We're chipping away like some miners. We're chipping away like some miners. Who's going to mine?
Help us. Get your pickaxes out, guys.
Get those pickaxes out. We're mining, baby. We're mining. Who doesn't, Tom Daly from Gumpwolf? Very nice.
Great success.
Great success. Great success. The average Niner fan. Ah, shoot. Here we go again. Billy the Snake. I don't have cash money. I'm sorry. But you're watching the show. So don't be sorry because you're a winner. And you're a real one. 10 seconds left. A 10. A 9. An 8. A 7. Oh! Zico Jones! Zico Jones! Zico Jones! Zico Jones! Zico Jones! Zico! 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 A $50 super chat! Everybody type ZJ in the chat. ZJ in the chat. Zico! What an awesome name, too. Zico Jones. Zico Jones. Zico Jones. Yes, sir.
That's nuts.
That's another beer bong. Another beer bong from Zico.
Hey, look at this number. Chip, 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 chip away.
Happy Dads for the win. Not a sponsor, but they should be. Zico. Appreciate that, my man.
Chug. chug, 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 chug.
Let's go. Ah, shit, I forgot to put on the helmet.
Crush the beer can on the helmet.
I forgot to put on the helmet. That's my bad.
You can crush the beer can with the helmet.
I forgot about the helmet there. Lyle! Coming in with another 10. We break records around here. Bang! Bang! Niner gang!
Come on, keep them moving.
Appreciate it, Lyle.
We're going to catch Steelers talk.
Are we catching Steelers talk?
We're going to catch those bums.
Are we catching Steelers
Come on.
talk? 334, 522. Lyle, one of our Super Chat MVPs today.
Chase,
Keeping us going.
I have an idea. Is Zico on the Hall of Fame?
We can admit him.
I would say, do we give him 2 minutes? $50 in 2 minutes and he's in?
If Zico sends in another 50, he's a member of the Goldmine Hall of Fame. You want to move that over to show the people who's on the Goldmine Hall of Fame?
Yeah.
The average Niner fan, I like that comment. Keep moving the chains. Hashtag faithful. So what we do and what we've been doing and what we're going to do all year, anybody who sends in $100 or more, they get entered in the Goldmine Hall of Fame. And what I'm doing, ordering a Niners poster, and anybody who sends in a super chat, $100 or more, they enter the exclusive club on the San Francisco 49ers report. Now, 2 people today, Zico and Nick, have sent in 50s. But if they send in another 50, that gets them to 100 collectively, we'll admit them onto the Goldmine Hall of Fame. And we have a lot of members of the Goldmine Hall of Fame already that we've been keeping track of. Gump Wolf, Double B Studio, Black Mask, Big Hurt, Lord Buddy Bear. Shout out to Buddy Bear watching. Hopefully you're doing okay, brother. Scott Turner, Adventures in EDS, Lyle Bolyard, John Aiello, Danny Smith Mathis, Olive Oil, Night Shift Garage, and Mike Orduna. Those are the members right now of the Goldmine Hall of Fame. So if anybody else wants to become a member of the Goldmine Hall of Fame, that's it right there. Mike's just that standard M logo.
It's sinking in.
Yeah. So what's that? That's 10, 13 members of the Goldmine.
14!
Zico Jones! Zico Jones! Zico Jones! Zico Jones! Now officially a member of the Goldmine Hall of Fame. Challenge accepted. Zico, Zico, Zico does it again. Let's see. The average Niner fan, Chase, will you add something for some people who donate $500 or more at once? Anybody who does that actually gets a free Niners jersey that's customized that we retire on the show, and then we send it to them. So that's what we do here on the show for those people who sent in the 5. Greg Smith, Chase and Trizzy, did you know that Joe Montana was a 5-time Super Bowl champion? Yes, I did know that. So Zico Jones,
Sinking.
the newest member of the Goldmine Hall of Fame. And we'll update that graphic here in just a moment to reflect Zico being a real one. We appreciate that, brother. Awesome, awesome stuff. Just like that, we're 16 away from 400. 16 away from 400. And that Z icon, we're getting it ready for you. Gump Wolf welcoming him to the club. There it is. Everybody clap it up for Zico. Member of the Goldmine Hall of Fame right there. Should we sign off now? Should we just sign off after Zico?
Or
Or should we keep it going? Should we keep it going or sign off?
I mean,
Tom Daly clapping it up for Zico. Pockets the cheesecake.
just want to put this out there.
Clapping it up for Zico.
We're less than 150 away. I just want to put that out there.
We're less than 150 away from beating Steelers talk.
If we can totally beat them, dude. We can so beat them.
Oh, my gosh. Oh, we need to do another beer bong for Zico.
Buddy Bear.
Buddy Bear with
Buddy
the
Bear can help us
5.
out.
Yeah, see, Buddy Bear, Raiders Report does the same thing, where $500 Venmo, sometimes $500 Super Chat. Raiders Report, Buddy Bear. 3 Raiders jerseys on the Raiders Report. 2 are for my Cats. That's how much of a legend he is. Supporting the show.
Son of a gun.
Gump Wolf with the 5. Welcome to the club, Zico. Welcome to the club, Zico. This time I won't forget to put on the helmet. We're 6 away from 400.
Come on.
This is a heroic effort.
Let's go. Let's do it. Don't give up. Don't quit. Foot on the gas. You don't let up. You finish the damn job. We're so freaking close. We've come this far, giggity. Let's finish her out, giggity.
Hi, everybody.
Hello.
Hey, 394. Can we get to 400?
Everyone type chug in the chat. Everyone type chug for Chase.
Pockets of cheesecake. It is clean, man. Thanks to our guy, Toby Willis.
We got Filthy, Kovev, Lord Buddy Bear, Ernesto, Filthy, Pocket the Cheesecake.
Lore, of
all
course
type of
we'll be
chug.
doing a watch party September 10th. Are you kidding me? All right, here we go.
Chug, 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 chug. Nice.
That's cold.
Hey, Chase.
First time super chatter. Corn Crazy
Crazy
is a first time super chatter. Corn Crazy.
Guys, we're so gonna do it. We're so
Are
gonna
we gonna
frickin'
do it?
We're gonna frickin' do it because Tom Daly said we're picking away. Just like we were saying earlier.
Picking away at
Get your pickaxes out, Niner fans. We're going to work. We're going to work and we ain't quitting.
Niners country.
Let's mine.
Let's mine. Let's mine. We're at 409.
Come on.
Are
Come
we
on.
going to beat Pittsburgh
Come on.
Steelers talk? Are we going to beat Pittsburgh Steelers talk?
Don't quit now.
Don't quit now. Don't quit now. Don't quit now. Don't quit now. TD said it's payday. For a lot of people it is. NG helping the cause.
Let's go, Ed.
Let's go, Ed.
Let's go, Ed.
Let's go, Ed. Let's go, Ed. Hey, we're $100 super chat away from almost being there, ladies and gentlemen.
Come on. Let's go.
We're $100 super chat away from almost being there, ladies and gentlemen. Parrish Smith said, I'm the closer, don't worry.
Parrish. Parrish.
Oh
is
my
he scheming?
gosh.
Is Parrish scheming?
Parrish is like, stay scheming. People trying to hate on me. 420, very fitting for the faithful out there.
Come on. Where's Dreadhead? Where's Dreadhead at? Late.
Where's John Aiello at?
Come on.
AJ VHS, late to the party. What roster moves have happened? Let's show them the practice squad there, Trace. AJ VHS, we always have you covered. Can we beat our week 1 opponent? Pittsburgh Steelers talk. We're about 100 away. This is the Niners practice squad for our guy, AJ VHS. You ask, we deliver. Jack Colletto, Marlon Davidson, Shemar Jean-Charles, Corey Luciano, T.Y. McGill, Curtis Robinson, Leroy Watson, Qwantrezz Knight, Alex Barrett, Chris Conley, Troy Fumagalli, Alfredo Gutierrez. He's an international pathway program, so he does not count toward that practice squad number of 16. Running back Brian Hill, wide receiver Tay Martin, wide receiver Willie Snead, cornerback Trey Swilling, and wide receiver Isaiah Winstead. That right there is your Niners practice squad. So those are a lot of the roster moves that have happened today. San Francisco did lose a couple of players on the waiver wire, most notably Ilm Manning and Deshaun Jamison, two players who, frankly, I would have loved to have seen the Niners bring back.
I like Drippy Sports' comment. He says, Trace gives me health teacher vibes, not going to lie. Hey, I loved my health teacher back in the day. He was one of my football coaches. He was cool.
Yeah, AJ said Manning didn't make the taxi squad. Surprise.
Let's go!
We run this mother effer.
Let's go!
We are the Niner gang. F the Steelers. F the Steelers. F the Steelers. Let's go! A $100 super chat. Was he already a member of the Goldmine Hall of Fame?
Honestly, I don't know.
Yeah, pop that back
pop her
up. We're $2 away from tying the Steelers.
But we got to pass them. We have to pass them. A tie is not a win.
We got to win. We got to win. Lyle.
Yes, Lyle's on there.
Lyle's already on there.
That's legendary.
Pop it up again. The member of the Goldmine Hall of Fame. Also a guy who has an awesome Niners man cave, which we've shown you a lot here on the show. Lyle getting it done with the 100. Oh!
Oh my!
Ray!
Let's go!
We did it! We did it!
You want to be the Super Chat champions of the day, though?
What's that
What's
number?
the record for the day?
Michigan made 730.
We're going for 730. 730 is the record of the
So-
day.
That's actually awesome for you guys. What was the biggest one that came in?
150, but we had like one guy send like 5.
Nice. So the Michigan Football Report, they are the Super Chat champions of the day under the Chat Sports umbrella number 730. That's what the Michigan Football Report got. Jim Harbaugh.
You're 100 away.
Michigan, we're 100 away pretty much from that number as well. Ray Rodgers, a member of the Gold
Let's go,
Mine
let's go, Ray.
Hall of Fame.
Legend.
And Buddy Bear coming in with the 5. Impressive. You all showed out. Impressive that you're here, Buddy Bear. And it is impressive that we got that number, no doubt. And we beat Pittsburgh Steelers talk.
Let's go.
Beat Pittsburgh Steelers talk. Corn Crazy, I got $2 left to my name. Don't send in any donations anymore. You sent one in earlier, Corn Crazy. We appreciate you, brother. But, of course, be responsible with those funds. So now, you look at 2 new members of the Goldmine Hall of Fame.
Sinking. We're getting
We'll pop that graphic
updated.
up here in a moment. Zeke Jones today. Lyle was already an existing member. And Ray Rodgers flexing on him with the $100 super chat with the Niner ink to his chest because he's truly red and gold till he's dead and cold. A $100 super chat.
I mean, legendary performance from the Faithful family.
Legendary
Per
performance
usual,
from the
though.
faithful.
This is per usual.
Wow.
Remember when they said we wouldn't catch Steelers talk? And then we did.
And then we beat them by 100. Pockets of cheesecake. Yeah, what happened to McCreary Ball? So, surprisingly, didn't come back to the Niners on their practice squad. He did, what I saw, sign with the Jets practice squad. So, very, very surprising stuff right there. Tom Daly, we don't quit. We don't quit.
We're too legit to quit.
I love it. Wow. What a day.
Can't quit. Can't quit on these out on these streets.
Might have to sign off now. Unbelievable stuff, everybody.
Should we sign off or try to go for 7:30?
Damien! A first time Super Chat!
Let's go!
2 claps for all those first time Super Chats. Appreciate that. Let's go! Damien with the 10 going on the lunch pail.
Let's go, Damien. You're
So
eating lunch
too.
with us. You're at
So-
the table.
Damien, you're going on the lunch pail, Brody. And we have Ray Rogers going on the lunch pail. I love how Lyle made a statement too. We run this mother effer. Go Bluff with another 20. This is for the faithful that are not able to donate. So we're at 656 now. The Super Chat champions of the day, Michigan Football Report, at 7:30. Are we about to become the Super Chat champions of the day at 7:30? Unbelievable.
Come on.
What has
Let's
today
go.
become?
Let's go. We can beat him. We can beat him.
What has today become?
I know we can beat him. Let's go.
This is just unreal.
We're getting unhinged.
Drippy Sports said, let's get to 1,000.
I'm all for that. If we get to 1,000, I'll do a shirtless beer bong. Actually, I'll get, if we...
San Francisco! And a bang, bang, Niner gang!
Parrish, what a legend.
Parrish, a member of the Gold Mine Hall of Fame. We'll put Parrish on the lunch pail, and Parrish is in the Hall of Fame. Up to 756. This is crazy. This is crazy. We just beat you, James. But that's a hell of a day on the Michigan Football Report. Here's Boss Man James. We'll get him on the camera here. Here we go.
So 2 things to say that. Congrats to you guys. Big ups to the 49ers and the San Francisco crew. But I just want to remind everyone, by the way, it's my hat. My people are here in the
That's
hat.
his hard hat.
It's clean.
Harbaugh had his choice of jobs. He chose Michigan.
That's good stuff right there. Harbaugh's like, peace, Niners. I'm going to Michigan. Oh, wow.
Updated Gold Mine Hall of Fame. Here you are.
Updated Gold Mine Hall of Fame.
Unbelievable.
3 new members today.
Holy
Seco
shit.
Jones, Ray Rogers, and Parrish Smith.
Hey,
And Trace did say a shirtless beer bong.
I'm a man of my word.
If we get to 1,000, and you know what? If we get to 1,000, I'll do a shirtless beer bong with Trace.
Let's
You'll get
go.
2 shirtless men doing a beer bong live on the 49ers Report.
Hey,
If we get to $1,000 in Super Chat.
my dad always told me, he said, this is what you want to see because it's about two grown men, twisted steel and sex appeal, putting down beverages like no one's business.
Lord Buddy Bear, I got a Harley Quinn hard hat for work. You're just swagged
That's
out,
sick.
Buddy Bear.
I've actually seen that picture on his Instagram. It's pretty dope.
You're a legend.
It's pretty
dude.
dope.
So, hey, we have already done our work today and exceeded all expectations. If we get to 1,000,
Come on.
that's also what happens.
Come on.
Lionheart, they got to make room for Bosa by either IR or practice squad by cutting some salaries. They would only have to take one person off the 53. So it would probably be a release, and then somebody would have to get taken off IR, And then a guy from the 53 would go to the practice squad. Practice squad guy would get dropped off. And then Bosa, there would be room made for him. As far as money this year, it doesn't matter. He's already due $17+ million because San Francisco exercised his fifth-year option. So his money is already accounted for this year. Beyond that, though, that comes into play, and that makes things interesting as well. See, Pockets of Cheesecake, you're with it. 2 shirtless men in sports talk. What else can anyone ask for? That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
I mean, this has been a legendary performance for the ages.
Legendary
This is
day.
a comeback for the ages, Chase.
Legendary day.
Unbelievable.
All right, should we sign off?
Might need to. Might be that time. Closing time.
Closing time. Everybody's watching is a legend of the show.
Closing time.
Laura said, we'll miss you. I'll miss y'all too, man. Trippy Sports said, no. Mike Huncho throwing up the deuces. Huncho! What a banana show, man.
I know who I want to take me home.
Hey!
I know who I want to take me home. Hey!
Take me home. Awesome show today, everybody. So much fun.
Hey, Chip, if you're watching, take frickin' notes, kid.
Thank you, Jason Trizzy from Junior Torres. Thank you. Melvin McGee saying goodbye, Chat Sports. Fight on. Damn singing from Mike Concho. You know we got to keep it entertaining. I'm out. See you next time for some green from Tom Daly. Appreciate you as well, my guy. We're about to sign off, man. Thank you so much to everybody who made today absolutely awesome. We broke a record for the most successful August in the history of the 49ers Report. And in fact, we crushed it this month. And we're going to continue to crush it, all thanks to all of you and your support of the channel. So for Trace, I'm Chase. For the faithful, thank you so much. We out, and we'll catch you next time here on the show. Peace.